against a plinth or against a wall. But you'll see why. It's an exaggerated gait. So we're going to bring your right leg forward. Oh, sorry, the left. Thank you. That one, bring it forward. Good. So if you remember in PNF gait, when you did PNF and sitting, you came up and above that pelvis. Remember that technique? To get the patient up tall. And she's just going to just push into my hand. Good. And we're going to come here. So I just want you to come here. Okay? Good. So push into my hands and come here. Good. And hold there. Don't let me move you. So I'm pushing this way. Okay? Back towards her ITs. And I'm trying to stay on my tippy toes. Good. See how she has to reach towards here? That's why you want to do this on a very stable surface so they feel really safe. You can put your hand here. Good. Because this is exaggerated gait. No one's going to be pushing you when you walk.
Right.
But the idea of this is that they get that, this component. What's the word? Like an extension component, that's not the word, vertical. They want the vertical component of gait. So when we walk and we weight shift, there's a huge vertical component. If we don't have that vertical component, we do stuff like this, we do stuff like that, we turn in, we bend our trunk, we do lots of compensation. If you have the vertical component, you don't have any of that. So, so this is really a nice technique for just simple weight shift. So you bring this whole bag of groceries, the pelvis, over the knee, you guard that knee, very important, and you could just do an end range hold here. And you do the end range hold where your heel is up. Is your heel up?
Yeah.
Good. Because it's a far weight shift, so you really want to weight shift them like to where you can see that heel is up. And just hold here again. Good. And now end step. So bring that foot forward. Good. And bring it back. So this end step, you sort of do a little quick stretch through the heel, and or you could just say end step. Because what you want is, step back again, is that full weight shift and step weight acceptance. So the end step is where you get full weight shift and weight acceptance step. So full weight shift and weight acceptance step. So very important. So it's exaggerated gait.
Right. I also, when I was here, I felt like I was really narrow base support.
Yeah, you could widen your base of support too. So that's because we have this. So there we go. Yeah, everything's sort of blocking you in. So we could bring your foot out. We could even externally rotate it if we want to get. And I could be more here. If what I'm trying to get is more stance on this side, that's the side I'm going to guard on. If I want more stance on that side, I'm going to go over there, obviously. And I always choose to take the affected extremity forward first. The affected extremity forward first, because that's the one that's going to have the hardest time with stance. So let me show you that again. Up and see how straight my arms are. Push forward into my hands, beautiful, and hold. Now your patient's not going to do that, so you're going to tend to do this. Relax. So we're just going to come up and forward, good, and come back so you rhythm them. Good and back, you okay?
Yeah.
And hold here, don't let me move you, I'm going to push you, and you give them plenty of warning, and you come in nice and slow, push into my hands a little bit more, beautiful, and let it back slow. So that's just that nice weight shifting that you could do with the patient. The other thing you could do, famous phone books. This should really be PNF and phone book. We're out again?
Nope.
Oh, good. Is just step up. So, you know, you would guard your patient and they would step up and just back down. So that also teaches them that weight acceptance. But you warmed it up. It's sort of like a lawnmower that you know, pull on a little. You do a few repetitions and you warm up the pelvis and those muscles and the proprioception here, and they come up. Mind you, you might even have to be here sometimes because patients flex forward so much. So you might be here and say, no, 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 come on back. Good. Hold this and down slowly. So you could do a lot of pre-gait breakdown, but it's exaggerated gait because gait should be a very repetitious and central pattern generated, like automatic thing. It shouldn't be facilitated. You shouldn't have all this going on. So these are always pre-gait or lead-up activities. Don't convince yourself that it's gait. You know, gait is gait. Gait should just walk. So we know that enough. One last thing is just sidestepping. So just face the table. The sidestepping is really something that I noticed in your papers that you're not emphasizing so much, but sidestepping is so key, and it works on all different components. So when you do sidestepping, I'm just going to take the camera, you want to be right here at the ilium, And I want you to step over here with your leg. Good. And as she steps, I'm resisting that. And push into my hand. Good. And bring the other leg in. Good. And step. Good. Push into my hand. And pull the other leg in. Good. So you're resisting as she comes to the side. You could resist down. You could resist to the side. You could resist wherever you feel as though she's not shifting. Some patients will rotate. You'll see all weird things with side stepping. So you really want that pelvis to move as a whole to the side, and you're resisting here. You can also play with pelvic positioning on the stool and do stepping up activities onto a stool or a book, and you're just here and you're facilitating from behind, especially with a pelvis that is just not staying in neutral. So that's kind of nice too. You never do this with the pelvis, because pelvises do not rotate. We don't walk like this. Okay, we don't walk like that. So we walk and the pelvis comes vertical and it drops down. So we walk into an anterior elevation, posterior depression moment. We don't walk in the rotational moment. That rotation that you get at your uppers, if you turn around, comes from this. And just relax. Good. Good. And walk. Good. Okay? It just comes from trunk rotation. That rotation at the arm. So it just comes from that slight rotation, that internal rotation that occurs at the hip, and then the trunk follows. And only with high speed. If you're not walking at high speed, you don't get any trunk. If I walk really slow, there's no trunk rotation. If I walk really fast, then you start to pick up trunk rotation. I think we'll end there.